Hello, my name is Vlad, and I'm from Ukraine. The current situation in Ukraine isn't very good, and it's affected a lot of my relatives, including also me. And I thought it was important right now to shed some light on the situation and kind of explain and give some historical context to what exactly is happening in Ukraine. Hope you enjoy the video. Hello, my name is Vladimir Statnik, and I'm from Ukraine. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has severely affected my relatives, and due to this, I decided to make this informative/opinion video to explain what is currently happening in Ukraine. I hope you enjoy.
Ukraine, a lesser-known country in Europe that is being invaded by one of the biggest military superpowers of the world, Russia. An invasion that's been lasting over a month and a half. So much bloodshed. But over what? When you ask this question, as the Ukraine and Russia war is constantly in the news headlines. While these two countries have had conflicts lasting over centuries, let's look at what was the beginning of this horrific and tragic invasion. December 25th, 1991, the day the Soviet Union fell. This is the beginning of the tensions between Ukraine and Russia. One of the reasons for the fall of the Soviet Union was due to an attempt made by Gorbachev to democratize the countries. Vladimir Putin was born during the Soviet Union. He saw the rise and fall of it and was infuriated by it. He was a KGB agent for the Soviet Union and used this to his advantage to climb the political ranks of Russia. Because of this, he quickly rose to power and manipulated and controlled Russia's politics. And then in 2010, Viktor Yanukovych was elected as president of Ukraine. He had visions of an alliance between him and Putin, even though the majority of the Ukrainian people wanted to stray away from Russia and build relationships with the West. Putin used this to his advantage to slowly start the downfall of Ukraine. In late 2013, a summit was held for the signing of the partnership between Ukraine and the European Union. However, this partnership was never signed due to Yanukovych walking away from the deal. It sparked a revolution in Ukraine. Streets turned to battlefields where over 100 people were killed as an act of splitting the country secretly made by Putin. People would make homemade weapons, shields, and anything to protect themselves. Police would fire on innocent civilians. Buildings turned to ash. Hospitals were constantly overburdened with wounded people. It was like hell on earth. This horrifying, devastating event would go down to be known as Maidan.
It was named Maidan because the revolution took place in Maidan Square.
During this tragedy, Yanukovych fled the country to Russia. This left the country without a leader, and Putin saw this as an opportunity. Putin annexed parts of Ukraine called Crimea, Luhansk, and Donetsk. He did this to first of all get control of the Black Sea, which would help him further control and manipulate the East, and secondly, to create even more disarray and division in Ukraine. Then in 2019, Volodymyr Zelensky was elected as president. He was an ex-comedian who started a popular show called The Servant of the People. This show was about a regular Ukrainian history teacher who accidentally became the president due to a video of him ranting about how corrupt Ukraine's government went viral. This was Zelensky's main form of campaign for the election. Due to him being a comedian, Putin didn't take him seriously and thought that he would doom the Ukrainian people and divide the country even further. So on February 22nd, 2022, Putin labeled the two regions of Luhansk and Donetsk as separate governments that were in alliance with Russia. This was a violation of international law, but Putin didn't care. He then sent troops disguised as Ukrainian soldiers to attack the citizens of the two regions to make it seem like a war crime against Russia. Then on February 24th, 2022, Putin began a so-called peacemaking operation in Ukraine. However, in Putin's desperate and pathetic lies, he could not hide the fact that this was a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. But as war rages on, Putin is seeming to be losing. He underestimated Ukraine and believed that the country was still in the same state that it was back in 2014 and 2015. However, when he thought the country was in disarray, the country was more united than ever. With support from the world, having the best leader in Ukraine's current history, having some of the bravest soldiers and citizens that the world has ever seen, Ukraine is on track to repel Putin's attacks and to have freedom once more. Slava Ukraini!